On today's show, scientists are working on tiny little robots that work inside your body and then dissolve.
A brand new themed hotel in Japan, so you know that you're going to want to see it.
It'd be good. And a kinetic sculpture that can probably play violin better than I can. Unless you're a robot that plays the violin, in which case, actually this story is probably about you. It's Tomorrow Daily. Greetings, citizens of the internet. Welcome to Tomorrow Daily, the best geek talk show in the known universe. I'm your host, Ashley Skella. Joining me, as always, Khail Anonymous.
Hold on, when I open my eyes, you better be there. Okay, you're there. All
It's
right.
me. I'm not Australian or Allison Rosen or Kim.
Yeah.
I'm not Maud or Kim or Allison. I'm just me, just Ashley.
We were about to get a homeless guy off the street. We were running out of guest hosts.
I assure you that at this point, I should not be gone anymore. That is a planned absence. Okay. So unless there's like an emergency, I should not be gone. There you go. They're getting their stitches out on Friday, so it's hopefully we're good at this point.
Okay, all right.
They would be out of the cone zone. They'll be stitches free Friday. I'm very excited. The little one has decided the cone is now a weapon. He knows he's weaponized the cone.
Oh, yeah.
So he likes to swing it into the other dogs, and he runs into the backs of our legs. And so it's like I have all these little like cut marks in the backs of my legs.
You got coned.
Yeah, he's a brat. So, but anyway, I cannot wait to tell you about this first story, and actually all of them are pretty good. So let's hit the headlines. Okay, so you're gonna have to stay with me a little on this one, okay? Put your science hat, put your lab coat on, and let's be scientists.
Okay.
All right, so this is from Johns Hopkins University. So there are these tiny biodegradable micro grippers that they have designed to go to specific places in your body, complete a task, and then dissolve. And that's what they look like. That's them right there.
Smaller than a penny is what they were
Very
trying to
tiny,
show
yeah,
off
they're
there.
showing for scale. They showed smaller than a penny. Okay, so before, we're watching these things and they're kind of, they look like flowers blossoming, okay, and then like contracting,
Or
right?
starfish.
Or starfish, yeah. So before, they made these micro grippers that were very similar to this, but they were metallic, and they used them in a live pig to get bile duct samples. But the problem is that, and then they would like use a magnet to guide the micro grippers out of the pig's body. But the thing is that there's no guarantee that they could get all of them. Like it's kind of difficult to get all of them. So they realized really the way forward was to make them biodegradable. So here's how they did that. This is insane. I can't believe that we're talking about this being like a thing we're gonna experience this in our lifetime. This is crazy. So, we've seen hydrogel on the show before. Remember that cube of, it's like one of the lightest materials possible. I think it's 99.7% air.
It's crazy,
Extremely, like it's extremely, it's transparent. You can see through. Okay, so they made these little robot micro grippers out of hydrogel and a polymer, like a stiff polymer. It had to have a little bit of shape. So they had to put this like stiff polymer on it to be able to like contract and expand. Otherwise it would just be like this little floating aerogel in your body. And they had to be able to attach some magnetic nanoparticles to that stiff polymer, okay? So now that they have this magnetic stiff polymer and the hydrogel together, they're able to send these things in through a catheter. They're small enough, when they're cold, they ball up. So they send them in through a catheter because they're super, super small, and they go into your body, and then using magnets, they can direct it to the location it needs to be at.
Okay, and then it gets there
And then it gets there and it warms up and it opens. And then it can flip backwards on itself to collect whatever it is it needs to be collecting. So let's say you have some kind of a tumor and they're not sure, they want to biopsy it. Well, now in the future, hopefully soon-ish, you're going to be able to go in, and surgeons are going to be using these micro grippers, send them in your body, get material, bring it back out of your body, and then test it, like without having to cut you open at all. These little like nano micro gripping robots.
That's really cool.
It's awesome. Like I saw the story today, and I was just like,
so
creepy.
After they grab the thing, they do what?
So there's a couple of things. Like you can extract them. The polymers you can extract if they're magnetic. You can extract them, or you can have it send data. Like you can pull them, or somehow get them out. Or they have
But they don't just degrade in your body.
Well, the hydrogel means that yes, they can.
They can, but they don't.
They
So
would
just in case there's a mistake and one of them's in there.
I think the way, yeah, exactly.
We left
there's
the
no
critter.
guarantee that they can get them all out, because I think that the idea here is that they would send like many into you, like because they're tiny. So it's like you'd send a whole bunch in there, and then maybe you get a few of them out with like the right amount of biopsy material, whatever it was that they wanted to go get. But they're saying that even like at some point you might use this to like attack tumor, this is like crazy futuristic medicine at its finest. The Johns Hopkins University people are just that's so impressive, and I just thought it was so cool. And the goal, like I said, is to have these be able to perform surgical actions like collecting tissue for biopsy in a very non-invasive way. So that's the whole entire point of these microgripping things. If you're a kid watching this show, like when you're an adult and you need to go to the doctor a whole bunch because you get old like us.
Yeah, they're gonna put starfish in your body.
They're gonna put tiny robot starfish in you that collect your stuff instead of having to cut you open, which is pretty awesome. So
yeah, that's super cool.
I just thought that was so awesome, and the video was just so weird and creepy, and yeah, I just love it. So tell me about the hotel.
Okay.
Where are we going?
All
next?
right. So meanwhile, in Japan, that's my.
We need to have like a little just small graphic.
Meanwhile, in Japan, they have decided that they're going to make a hotel and a movie theater themed after Godzilla. Godzilla. Of course. Guess who's making it? Of course, the creators of Godzilla. So it's not going to be just some fan. It is Toho, the studio behind Godzilla.
Oh my God!
They're building a movie theater. Yeah, these are renders. These aren't real. They're building a movie theater that is going to have Godzilla's head popping out. It is going to glow. It's going to roar every now and again.
Oh,
you
boy.
can see it's popping out. It's pretty big.
That's a huge head, and it's going to look over that little square. That's crazy.
So it's going to look over directly at a hotel, which is going to have Godzilla-themed rooms.
I love this render where it's like he's like, "Hey guys, what are you doing in there?"
That's the low-end room. There's 2 rooms. Okay,
Okay.
The low-end room is like around like $100 to $200. The high-end room, the Godzilla room, is $334. There it is. You got a big hand.
Got a big Godzilla claw coming in through the room, ready to smash you into a million pieces.
It's really awesome. There's also a yeah, that's so there's the cheaper one and there's the expensive one. This is gonna come out in April. This is actually right around the time as a new Godzilla movie that Toho is working on.
That seems like really good timing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, again, it like lights up. The one in the movie theater like lights up, it roars.
How are you gonna be able to
stay in the
sleep at
hotel
night?
afterwards?
Like you're sitting there trying to sleep in the hotel, and every like hour it's just like, "Meow," and you're just like, "Oh, Godzilla, shut up."
I'm trying to sleep. I mean, if you're a big Godzilla fan, it's
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
I'd stay there.
I feel like
it's
I
in a
would
very
too.
popular area, so it would be kind of cool to stay there.
I would totally stay there. So okay,
$34.
Hashtag of the day, TD Hotel. If you could stay in any themed hotel, what hotel would you stay in? Like, and what kind of amenities would it offer?
Okay. Do you want to go first?
I know. I
Mine's sad.
Is yours a sad?
Mine's
Why?
not great.
Okay.
Mine's Fallout.
Oh, that's really depressing.
It's really sad because there'd be like skeletons everywhere. It'd be super dirty. Everything would be rusty, and then like the guy working the front desk would be a ghoul.
Oh,
yeah, it would be bad,
sad.
and there'd be rads. Like I'd get radioactive from going there. I'd have to pay with bottle caps. That's the upside.
Do you pay with bottle caps?
That's the upside.
I like it.
All right, what do you got?
I was going to say the Fallout Hotel, it's like you have to actually fight for your room. Like you knock on the door and someone opens it, like, who are you? And then you have to just like kill them and then stay
Go
in
into
their
vats
room.
or talk to them through speech.
Hit them with rads. I would say for me, if I could pick any universe, I feel like this is going to tie into tomorrow's show. But I feel like I would stay in a replication of like the gold saucer from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh.
I think that'd be really fun.
Man,
like,
I'm bad at this. Yeah, that's
2 hours,
great.
and there should be like chocobo racing you can bet on and stuff in real life.
Man.
Like I would totally stay in that hotel, and they could do that in Japan. And I guarantee you, there's Square Enix. Listen, if you want to make some extra cash, I'm just saying, this is a really good opportunity for you. You're welcome. But I would say the gold saucer would be really fun. You could just call it the gold saucer. It would be amazing.
I feel like all of ours are video game.
It's always video game related.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, I could imagine somebody saying like, "Oh, I'd love to stay in like Battlestar Galactica themed hotel, where it's like you're on the ship." Like,
where
that
you
would
run
be
out
cool.
of food and water.
Yeah, and you have Cylons
And
coming
then while
after
you're
every 33
sleeping,
minutes.
you hear all along the watchtower.
No, they just pump that through the entire hotel all the time.
So
over
that's
and over.
that's the right answer.
Yeah,
It's
they just play it
the
over
most
and over.
annoying.
Yeah.
They're all annoying hotel ideas. So what is it? TD Hotel?
TD Hotel.
TD Hotel.
I
Send us
think,
your
you,
ideas.
I think you guys are going to come up with some really good ones for that. Okay, so last story of the day. We've talked about this violin bot. This is really cool. There's a guy out there named Seth Goldstein. And
Good.
he is a retired mechanical and bioengineer. And he's got a lot of free time on his hands. He's retired. He's got he likes to tinker with stuff. And he's really good at tinkering with stuff. So in his spare time, he makes these kinetic sculptures. And this is one of them. It is called Robo, B-O-W.
Boo.
Listen, he's probably a dad. It might be a little bit of a dad joke, okay? This is a full-size violin that this robot is playing. And it's kind of crazy how it works. So the bow is being pushed by an arm, by like a robotic arm, and then you can see the violin is tilting back and forth to sort of mimic the way that you would do it if you were holding it on your, holding it up to your chin. So it uses mechanical fingers to pick the frets. And this is kind of a neat part. So he made this custom software that enables him to play notes on a keyboard.
What?
And then it translates that MIDI information into instructions for the little mechanized fingers on the frets.
You teach it notes then.
So he's playing the piano, and then it's not teaching it, but it's translating that into movement on the fretboard of the violin. So that's how it's able to play.
Wow. So
if
if you can play the piano, you can play the violin.
Yeah, you can now play the violin with a giant robot. As long as you can actually make the robot and also the software program that was customized to be able to do that. So you
Nice
have to.
job, Seth.
So those are the little mechanized sort of actuators here. So it's like he'll play and then it takes a note and then okay, right, I need to be pushing this this part of string or whatever. Really impressive. And he did it all by himself. That's the thing that blows my mind. Like, there's the software program. Just, whatever, as you do in your spare time.
Is Seth married? Do we know?
I don't know, but I think he should marry us. Just the show. We'd like to be.
You may now kiss the show.
Tomorrow Daily Goldstein.
That's fantastic. I wonder if he's going to tackle any other instruments or if that's just like the one thing he did.
So he did this kinetic sculpture a while back, and I forget what the name of it was, but it was basically a robot that just tied a tie over and over again, like a tie knot. And it was like, it just would tie it, untie it, and then retie it. But it was like, the fact that he does this by himself, like for fun, he's just tinkering with it, is like pretty remarkable and impressive. I mean, he's kind of like the Chinese farmer who made the horse.
No, he's not.
But way, way more advanced.
He's not like the Chinese farmer that did. Nobody's like
Maybe
the Chinese farmer.
someday the Chinese farmer will make
he's a special
that.
snowflake.
That's true, he is one of a kind.
I wonder if
Seth
he's
Goldstein, one of a kind.
Robo. Nice job on that pun, more so.
Super good.
God.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and then we are going to come back with Mod Squad. There's a really good one we have this week. And then we have your user feedback for your extra senses. You guys have some really good ones from the Eighth Sense. And then, of course, our phone talker for the day. So don't click away. It's Tomorrow Daily. Welcome back to the show. We've returned. It's Wednesday, which means it's a kind of a grab bag of segments that we have. But this time around, we have Mod Squad. I feel like we should
roll the
have
graphic.
Like sort of like the Munster, like 1960s sort of mod. I don't know.
You're gonna rip off somebody?
I'm not gonna rip them off. Like that.
Especially
Inspired
Brian. They're
by,
gonna just sue Brian Tong. Just go straight.
Right to beat Steve. So this week on Mod Squad, I found a couple of modded consoles that I thought were really cool, and they're older consoles, which to me makes it a little bit more interesting. So if you've ever wanted a toaster that doubles as a console, you are in luck because that now exists. Actually, I'm sorry, the toaster does not work. So I should clarify. But the console in the toaster does work. This is the Nin toaster. And this is made by a Finnish artist named Jarno Kotavuopio. He mashed together a 1950s toaster and an NES. And this is not a mock-up. This is actually a working console. You can put the cartridge in one of the toast slots, like as if it were a piece of toast.
Oh, and does it go down? Come on, do it.
Watch, you'll see him put in DuckTales. So he pops in a console, And then he presses that in, and then, oh, there you go. That's how you turn it on.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. And then the controller goes into the other toast, the toast slot. So that's how it works.
That's super awesome. Yeah.
Super
Way to
amazing.
go.
I totally love that. I just think that is so freaking cool. And so he's done a few different versions of this before. He did this. It's an Nin Toaster 2.0. And other people have done mods like this, but I think that one wins style points, like for days, style points. Like the 1950s toaster is really good.
Yeah.
Some people
really
have done
cool.
with newer toasters,
Oh, okay.
but that was a cool toaster. And then the second one is from Mako Mod. Mako Mod actually is pretty like famous on the internet for doing console mods.
Oh, okay.
And this one in particular is actually 10 years old. Like this has been around for 10 years, but he just put it up on eBay and sold it. And I've been having a Final Fantasy kick. I feel like this week's gonna be Final Fantasy week for you guys, for me.
Yeah.
He made this PlayStation. He made Midgar from
Oh,
Final
wow.
Fantasy VII on top of a PlayStation. Working PlayStation, lights up.
Gotta blow it up now.
Midgar lights up. It's really, really cool looking, and he did a really good job. So he sold this thing on eBay for the 10-year anniversary of it being like in existence, and he ended up getting like, I think it was $860 for it.
Not bad.
Yeah, so for an original PS1, I'd say that's a pretty good score.
Yeah, a little bit of an upgrade, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of an upgrade. So really cool mods that I saw this week over just out and about around the internet. But now it is time to talk about what you guys think. So it's time for our user feedback. Okay, so we asked you guys, or Mod and Khail asked you guys, what extra sense would you want? And I liked that you said sense of humor. I'd like a sense of balance. Sometimes I feel a little clumsy. Maybe I could just be a little bit less like a dying giraffe.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I feel, I'm almost 6 feet tall. You guys have really weak ankles.
So people will be like, man, look at that girl, she got balance.
She's just falling over. Tilly wrote into us and said, I would like the ability to see Wi-Fi signals.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, which ones are locked as well?
Yeah, which one? Safe, secure Wi-Fi.
You'd be blinded if you
Yeah,
saw
it would
Wi-Fi
just be
signals.
everywhere. Neil wrote in and said, I would like to be able to sense what a woman is really feeling when she says nothing.
Oh, man, this guy's a stand-up comedian.
I like that guy. That made me laugh.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Sean
That's
wrote
good.
in and said, I want to be able to smell and taste colors. Aquamarine looks delicious. It does. What do you think aquamarine would taste like? I feel like it would taste like a macaroon.
Blueberry.
Blueberry? Like real? I feel like really lightweight, like kind of sweet, kind of like a cookie, like a really nice cookie.
Oh, you like to go for cookie?
Yeah, something like that. And then Jesus wrote in and said, in honor of Carl Sagan, a spidey sense for the detection of the immense amounts of baloney on the internet. I like that.
That's real good.
Sense baloney. A lot of baloney on the internet. And then Tim wrote in finally and said, I just want people to have common sense.
Oh.
Listen, humanity, you're going to need some cream for that sick burn Tim just put on you. Just FYI.
All right, thanks for joining us on Tomorrow Daily. We'll see you guys when we're cured from this burn.
Yeah, I'm going to need to go to a burn unit immediately.
These are some pretty smart ones. Like,
These are
are
really good.
Yeah, nobody
Yeah.
was just like, I want to know where teddy bears are. You know, like they were actually really good. So
I mean, that would be like maybe like a 4-year-old's
know where teddy bears
tweet.
are.
Yeah, I'd like to know where teddy bears are.
Just really lonely all the time.
Oh boy, it's time for our very last piece of user feedback. It's our photographer of the day. All right, so our photographer of the day is Troy, which is a really cool, I think it's a cool name, Troy.
Yeah.
It seems really strong.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, he wrote in and said, I'm sorry, I was just off on a little tangent. He wrote in and said, friends and I were in Vegas for New Year's, took a panoramic pic with iPhone 6, timed our ride perfectly so as to be at the top as the sun was setting.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Love your show. You guys crack me up, Troy. Yeah, it's a really good picture.
That is the biggest Ferris wheel in the world. It even is bigger than the London Eye.
Is it really?
He's on a Ferris wheel, yeah.
I have an innate and honest fear of Ferris wheels.
So do I,
I
actually.
won't ride them.
Yes, neither will I.
Terrifying.
Yes.
The one at Disneyland that has like the
Oh, the things that move?
pods that slide down. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, definitely not.
Yeah.
No, there's something wrong with Ferris wheels. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, people
They're not
who like
cool.
Ferris wheels. They're
I'm
not
not into
okay. We are not okay with the Ferris wheel.
I know, that's weird. I didn't believe that. I didn't know that we both had a fear of Ferris wheels. That we learned that today.
I don't like that.
I'm terrified
Sustained
of
heights
them.
in a moving bucket just seems like why. It's not necessarily the actual ride. It's falling to my death inside that bucket that makes me scared.
I had a nightmare about one.
A recurring nightmare?
I like how this turned into fear share.
Yeah, phobias. Hashtag TD phobia. What's your irrational
fear-tographer
fear?
of the day.
Your fear-tographer.
That was great. Lots of color, panoramic.
Yeah,
great
Troy, you're
stuff.
braver than us. Way to get into that
Yeah.
giant Ferris wheel and take that picture because I would.
Scared us. This is the scariest episode that we've ever had.
I feel a little bit of vertigo looking at that picture. So thanks a lot,
Yeah,
you
awesome.
jerk.
Good.
If you want to be considered for photographer of the day, feel free to email us tomorrow@cnet.com. Send us a little story. Send us your picture, and we'll take. We always look at everything. Can't feature everything, but we always see it. In our email. And then you can always send over story ideas. You can send over hashtag of the day. And if you want to find us on social media because you absolutely hate email or you don't even know what it is because you're like a millennial next gen post email person, you can find us on social media, Snapchat, Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all Tomorrow Daily, Google Plus, Tomorrow Daily TV.
How do you do business if you don't have an email or don't use email?
Text messages?
You can't
Snapchat?
You can't Snapchat your boss.
This contract is going to expire in 30 seconds.
You're fired. Snapchat. It's like a Snapchat. I'm going.
But if it went away in 30 seconds, would you say like it never happened?
Yeah, didn't
I
get
think
it.
I would. I'd be like, I
Close
didn't
my
get
Snapchat
it.
account. Anyway, so if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And if you're on SoundCloud,
We're sorry.
We're not there.
Yeah, you're in the wrong place.
But if you're on iTunes and you're listening to the podcast, don't forget to rate and review.
Yes, and we will be back. If you want to find us on our own personal social media, come harass us on the internet. We love it. Kale, you are?
At Khail Anonymous.
And I'm at Ashley Esqueda. That is it for today's show. We will be back tomorrow with a whole new, weird, wonderful docket of future tech and geek pop culture and everything in between for you to enjoy and talk about. But until then, be good humans, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.